not only get mini people now, we get mini buildings and cars now.
Hey, what'd I miss? We were just tiny!
It takes two to make a thing go right.
Man, and the Wasp. So Ant-Man and the Wasp is the next Marvel movie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We were at 20 movies, so I'm ranking them on Saturday. And in this movie, we have the plot with Hank Pym and Hope Pym, and they're trying to do something, and I don't want to spoil it. And then Paul Rudd has to help them, or Scott Lang has to help them do this thing. I'm talking about one thing. I think the entire cast of this movie is great. Paul Rudd, it was hilarious again. I thought he was great. I liked him as much as I did in the first movie. Didn't like his character as much. I just liked his role as much. And I really liked Evangeline Lilly in this movie. Also great. She doesn't really steal the show, but I thought her role was great as the Wasp. She was pretty cool. We got a really solid cast in this movie. I thought everybody did great. Alright, typical MCU things that come out of MCU movies. First off, the way things are shrunken in this movie. I was impressed by the way things were shrunk. I thought it was very cool. The way they shrink buildings and stuff now. I saw it on the trailer, but I really did like that aspect. Actually, one thing I have to talk about the trailers I had a problem with in this movie. The trailers are fine with this movie. I thought they were pretty hyping. But what the problem with the trailers is that the trailers make the movie, like, just... How do I describe... I think the trailers spoiled too much. Not the plot way. They did not spoil the plot in that trailer. They just spoiled everything that shrunk and everything that grew in this movie. Really had a problem with that. I just didn't love that. And Scott Lang's relationship with his daughter in this movie was great. I really liked the chemistry in there. I still like it in this movie. I liked Evangeline, or the Wasp, Hope Pym, or I guess Hope. I forgot Hope and Scott's relationship. I didn't entirely buy it, but I liked it. Alright, one thing in this movie. The villain, Ghost. Very generic. It turns out I really like her character. I really liked her character. I really liked the backstory that she had. I thought she was a good character. Where she messes up is that this character is instead just not delivered right. I don't actually know who plays her, but whoever played her did great. It's just that she doesn't really work while the movie's going. Her backstory is good. While the movie's going, I didn't really buy her. And she's not the central conflict in this movie. And the plot idea they had, I guess, for the sequel, good plot idea, but what the problem with that is that it doesn't stretch to a 2-hour movie. So what you gotta do, you gotta get two villains and make them cause a few problems. You gotta have a backstory for it, make them cause a few problems, kinda have your movie. This other guy, he's the villain, he's the guy from Tomb Raider, don't remember his name, but he's in this movie, he's just a crime lord. He's your typical crime lord character, and I really found his character to be boring. I liked Ghost actually more than him. Wow. Also wasn't so impressed by the action in this movie, because what ends up happening in this movie is, you would think it's not very focused on Ant-Man. Okay, maybe it's focused on the Wasp. It's more focused on the Wasp, but it isn't really, the action doesn't focus on any character. Really, I guess Ghost is the main focus of the action, but it's not like one character is doing the action. You do have two heroes that are doing action, but Ant-Man, a lot of the time, his powers get messed up for a joke. And I do gotta say, this movie is absolutely hilarious. I was rolling in laughter a lot of scenes. It was not maybe as funny as Ragnarok, but it's still one of the funniest Marvel movies. Ragnarok. Why do I call it Ragnarok? It's Ragnarok. And to call it Ant-Man and the Wasp, it really isn't in that. I guess there were cool scenes where they team up. There's one scene in particular that's pretty cool and they teamed up. But other than that, it's not really a team-up movie with them, because Hank Pym is as important as a character as Hope Pym and Scott Pym. I just call him Scott Pym. Scott Lang. They're all the same level of importance in this movie. And granted, you have your plot going along, and then all of a sudden, like, they just... Alright, the Ghost and this one crime lord just come in, mess up problems, they have to fix that problem. The problems get messed again, they have the cops on them as well, because, you know, after Civil War, they're illegal. Also, nice work remembering what happens in Civil War. That movie has affected the Marvel Universe a lot, for 3 movies in particular. That'd be Black Panther. No, 4. It's affected Infinity War. It's affected on Black Panther a lot, and it's affected, actually, it's like the whole plot of Black Panther. It affected Spider-Man, and it affected Ant-Man and the Wasp. In fact, the entire conflict of, what was this, not really Ant-Man and the Wasp, but a lot of the conflict centers around Civil War. There's one joke in particular in this movie where the scene happens, it felt out of place, but it's funny, so ha ha ha. Actually, the movie's funny. It's really funny. But like I can say, comedy doesn't always age well. One day, you're going to look at Ant-Man and the Wasp, you're going to say that's good, not a classic, but good. It's just not going to wear on. Infinity War, a movie like that, if everybody loves it in our day, in the future, people are going to love it, and it's not going to wear off, because it's not a comedy. It's not like centered around humor like this movie. This movie isn't centered around humor, but a lot of it is humor. Guys, I'm really negative. I really did like this movie. I really liked it. I really liked Ant-Man and the Wasp. You need to stress that before I get hate. I really liked this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I didn't love it like a lot of other Marvel movies. It's not Infinity War, Civil War, or maybe even The Winter Soldier standards of good. It's more or less Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man good, and Iron Man 3, that area. Granted, those are still good movies. It's a good movie, okay? It's good. Is it great? That's a stretch. The movie's really fun. It's fun. It's so much fun going on. I really had a good time. I had a lot of fun watching it. Also, if I didn't talk about that one car chase scene, I would just be giving you the flaws of this movie. God, is that car chase awesome. It's more or less not what Ant-Man and the Wasp are doing. It's actually the car that shrinks. That's pretty freaking cool. Actually, I said I know most of the things that shrink in this movie, but it's pretty cool. When they do shrink, I've seen it before in the trailer, but I thought it was cool. Budget, probably gonna buy this movie on Blu-ray. Probably gonna watch it more. But I buy it on Blu-ray because it's a Marvel movie. Still collecting that ticket, though. Alright, post-credit scenes. There are post-credit scenes in this movie. You have to stay for the first one. The first one is really cool. It's really big. It left me in shock. It's not like really good, but it is really important. It'll probably really tie into Avengers 4. Stay for the post-credit scene, the first one. The second one was literally shown in the trailer. It does nothing. It's pointless. It's stupid. It really just felt like a shot to make you laugh. Only whoever made this trailer put it in the trailer, so I've already laughed at it. You guys weren't like a Ninjago movie, right? Kind of disappointing. But in that trailer, they show the giant cat. They show the giant cat. That would have made me laugh so hard in the first time. The first time I chuckled. This movie, the post-credit scene would have been funny. I just chuckled. I guess it maybe ties into the Marvel Universe. Not really. It doesn't tie in any more than the first one. Also, talk about how cool the Quantum Realm looks. I thought the Quantum Realm looks super cool in this movie. It's really like skidaddy. It's pretty cool. Guys, in the Ant-Man and the Wasp is a fun Marvel ride. I had fun with the movie. I didn't love everything about it. I found it to be a bit of a clumsy plot when you have this central conflict. A bunch of these villains come in and they mess up some stuff. It happens a lot in this movie. The movie's certainly fun. In fact, I'm going to watch this movie a lot more. Maybe see it a second time in theater because I had fun. In fact, this is one I'm going to remember quite a lot. Is it going to go down in history as one of the best movies of 2018? No, it isn't. In fact, I probably even like Fallen Kingdom more than I like this movie. Not by a lot, but I did. A lot of the moments in this movie are compromised by humor. Humor was funny. A lot of things are compromised with it. The plot was a bit weird. With you have your central conflict, then this villain messes up things, villain messes up things, villain. I didn't love the villains in this movie. But overall, I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is very fun. You should check it out in the theater. It might sound negative, but I really liked this movie. In fact, so much that I'm going to give Ant-Man and the Wasp an 8. Here's the steps of watching this review. You started the review, I started talking, you're like, it's going to be an 8 out of 10. Then you started me hearing talking about the negatives, then you're like, maybe it's a 7. Then I gave it an 8. Alright, so I'll rank all the Marvel movies on Saturday, spoiler talk tomorrow morning, or maybe just tomorrow. What do you guys think on Ant-Man and the Wasp? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time. Tomorrow, I'll be doing my spoiler review.